Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Test 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2 3. Check 1 2. 1 2 3. And good afternoon, and welcome to Nobby's Ballpark in Cleveland, Ohio for today's Case Western Reserve University baseball game as the Spartans enter the season, or enter the game, I should say, with a 22-12 overall record, winner of 8 straight. And they'll be taking on the College of Wooster, 13-17 on the season. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Schwartz, bringing you play-by-play coverage of today's game between the Fighting Scots and the Spartans. The second of 2 meetings scheduled this season between the two teams. And the Spartans came out on the right side in Game 1 between these two teams about a month ago or so, back on April 6th, when Case Western Reserve won 17-7 at Wooster. It was a big game for Jack Anderson, who went 6 for 7 in the contest. It was also a big game for the Spartans offense in general, as they scored, again, 17 runs, 23 total hits. 5 RBIs in the game for Josiah Harris, and that really started a streak of him of good play that has continued really through this last weekend. 4 RBIs, including a home run in that game for Nick Harms. So the Spartans will head out and will take the field now as they look to get things going and keep their good streak going. Again, it's 8 straight, 12 of the last 13 for Case Western Reserve. The only loss in that stretch was a midweek loss at Oberlin. And it'll be Reese Marley on the hill today to try to keep the streak going. Let's get you starting lineups. Begin with the batting order for the College of Wooster. Eli Westrick, the second baseman, leading things off. Grant Mitchell, the shortstop, bats second. John Pansteris, the center fielder, hitting third. And then Ryan Kramer playing first base and hitting cleanup. Ben Carroll, the left fielder, hitting fifth. Dan Hansen, the right fielder, bats sixth. Matt Roche playing the designated hitter role in the game today and batting seventh. Colin Leslie catching and hitting eighth. And Andy Heinz, the third baseman, bats ninth. Sammy DeMeo on the mound. We'll tell you more about him when he takes the hill in the bottom of the inning. Defensively for the Spartans today, at first base, Nick Tallarico. Second baseman is Josiah Harris. The shortstop is Owen Levinson, and the third baseman is Zach Carinci. In the outfield, it'll be Logan Andreyko in left. Center fielder will be Trey Haley, and in right field, Nick Harms. Doing the catching today is Jack Anderson, and on the mound will be the aforementioned Reese Marley, a junior out of Clearwater Beach, Florida, who enters the game with a 5-2 overall record, including a 3.46 ERA. He's made 10 appearances, 9 of those starts, and he has struck out 65 batters in 54 2/3 innings, giving up just 47 hits in his time on the mound for a .229 opponent's average. He's also walked just 14, as Marley has been very good for the Spartans this season and is coming off of 6 one-hit innings against Brandeis his last time out. Eli Westrick set to lead things off. It'll be Westrick, Grant, and Pansteris due up this inning as Westrick, a .411 hitter on the year, takes the first pitch fastball, let her high for a strike, and we are underway with an 0-1 count on Westrick. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. In the start against Wooster, that 17-7 win, Marley went 6 innings, allowed just 8 hits, 1 walk, struck out 11 in the game. Gave up just 3 runs, all of them earned. Line foul by Westrick, and the count remains at 0-2. Eli Westrick, a right-handed hitting junior out of Ashland, Oregon. 6 feet tall, 170 pounds. The second baseman awaits the 0-2, and he sends another one foul. Marley will be on a pitch count here as the Spartans hope to return him this weekend for one of their 3 games on Saturday and Sunday. My guess is he'd get the start against Mount Union as well, but with short rest, they'll look to conserve his pitches today. The 0-2, swung on, chop towards third. Going to be a tough play for Carinci, who circles it, throws to first, and it is in time to get the out. So good job there by Carinci, who knew exactly how much time he had to get Westrick and got the ball there just a step ahead of Westrick for the first out of the inning. An awfully close play at first. But a good job by Carinci, who's back at third base full time and playing well now. And that will bring up Grant Mitchell. First pitch, a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Mitchell, a .278 hitter on the year. Mitchell, 3 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Lines that one into shallow right. Coming in is Harms, but it takes a hop in front of him. And a single will be the first hit of the game for the College of Wooster off the bat of Mitchell. So Mitchell is on.
Center fielder, number 25, John Pansteris.
And the batter now will be John Pansteris, the first-year outfielder, a St. Ignatius product, 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. He's off to a great start to his career. .394 hitter on the season with 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in. Called strike in its own 1. This is a young lineup out there today for Wooster. As the 0-1 swung on and missed at. And the count goes to 0-2 on Pansteris. And that one in the air, deep towards right. Going back is Harms. Turned around, reaches up, and he can't get to it. It'll drop in for extra bases. Stopping at third base will be Mitchell. But that'll be a double for Pansteris.
Now batting, first baseman.
Harms never really comfortable. Underneath that one, but did settle in. And so now it's second and third with 1 away and a chance for Wooster to strike early here with the cleanup hitter Ryan Kramer stepping up to the plate. And first pitch fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Reese Marley yet to throw a ball in this game. 11 pitches, 11 strikes. He's in some trouble, though, here in the first. Now the 0-1. And that one in there for a called strike. You wonder if you're Marley in this situation, you know you're working on a pitch count today, and maybe you try to be a little too accurate knowing that your pitches are precious in this one. You're pitching to contact, but maybe almost to a fault here in this first inning. Swing and a miss there, and that'll be strike 3. And so Marley gets Kramer chasing a pitch down and out for a big second out with runners at second and third now. That will bring up Ben Carroll, the left fielder, hitting a 156 on the season. Carroll, the sophomore out of Wadsworth, Ohio, trying to drive in the run as he takes that one up and out, and there indeed is the first ball thrown by Marley today, 1-0 the count. He can work out of the strike zone a bit here to Carroll with first base open and runners at second and third. See if he can chase something. That one rocketed in the air towards the gap. Left center field. Andrico going back, but it's over his head and into the gap. 2 will score easily as Mitchell and Pansteris both cross the plate. Pulling into second is Carroll with a 2 RBI double, and Wooster strikes first in this one. 2-0. Fighting Scots take the lead. Again, a situation there if you're Marley where you can afford to waste a pitch or two in that situation. But instead, the double given up, and it's an early 2-run lead for the Fighting Scots. And now runner at second and 2 away. And the batter at the plate is Dan Hansen, who fouls back the first pitch, 0-1. Hansen 2 for 10 on the season, making his 4th start and appearing in his 8th game overall. He's scored 2 runs. He's driven in 3. Both of his hits have been singles. Batting here with 2 outs and a runner at second. The 0-1. Fastball misses up high, 1-1. Now the 1-1. Marley delivers. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-2. So Wooster striking first in this one and trying to add on with 2 outs and a runner at second. Marley gets the sign from Anderson behind the plate. Here is the Oh, the 1-2. Swung on and missed at a pitch in the dirt for strike 3. Anderson completes the play at first, and that ends the inning. But Wooster with a 2-run double from Carroll takes a 2-0 lead as we move into the bottom of the first. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and a man left on in the first for the Fighting Scots. And that will bring the Spartans to the plate down a pair of runs. Let's get you the batting order for Case Western Reserve. Jack Anderson hitting a team-high .450 and leading all Division III players with 68 hits on the year will be leading things off. He'll be followed by a red-hot Josiah Harris, and then Zach Carinci, who enters the game with a 25-game hitting streak, matching the second longest in program history, will hit third. Nick Harms, the right fielder, bats cleanup. Trey Haley playing center field. He's had a nice stretch here, and he'll bat fifth. R.J. Christie, he'll bat sixth and be the designated hitter for today's game. Nick Tallarico, the first baseman, hitting in the 7th spot. Logan Andreyko playing left field and batting 8th, and rounding out the lineup is Owen Levinson, the shortstop. Defensively for Wooster, playing first base is Ryan Kramer. Second base is Eli Westrick. The shortstop is Grant Mitchell, and over at third is Andy Heinz. In the outfield, left fielder is Ben Carroll. The center fielder is John Pansteris, and the right fielder is Dan Hansen. Doing the catching is Colin Leslie, and on the mound is Sammy DeMeo, the left-hander. 0-2 on the season with a 3.48 ERA. He'll be making just his second start in the year, but has appeared in 13 games overall now. Through 20 2/3 innings, he's given up 35 hits for a .385 opponent's batting average. He has struck out just 6, but walked only 6 as well, and he's allowed 15 total runs, 8 of them earned. You can see DeMeo is a pitch-to-contact pitcher just based on those numbers, just 6 strikeouts, 6 walks in 20 innings. But when contact has been made against him, it has often been hard. And again, you could tell by those 35 hits, averaging more than a hit per inning. DeMeo did pitch against the Spartans in the game earlier in the year through the 4th inning and allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 3 hits and a walk. He'll get things going against Jack Anderson. It'll be Anderson, Harris, and Carinci to get things started for the Spartans here against DeMeo, and a swing and a miss on the first pitch fastball brings the count to 0-1. Anderson, just a brilliant season for him. He's got 27 extra base hits, including 21 doubles, a program record. Swings and fouls that one back, and it's 0-2. The senior catcher's hitting at .450. He's driven in a team-high 31, ties him from the team lead with Carinci. He's scored a team-high 42 runs, and again, his 68 hits are first in Division III. His 21 doubles are second among Division III players, and to top it all off, he's dangerous when he gets on base with a team-high 15 steals. Good breaking ball fouled off, and the count stays at 0-2 on Anderson. DeMeo, the left-handed pitcher, 6'1" out of Ponte Vedra, Florida. So a meeting of 2 Florida arms here among the 2 starters. Wooster leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the first as the breaking ball misses outside, and it's a 1-2 count. Good pitch there by DeMeo. You could see the change in speeds between that breaking pitch and then his good fastball. A Craig Kimbrell-like delivery as he works from the stretch here. As that one grounded towards short, fielded on a backhand, throw on to first in time to get the out. Nice play by Grant Mitchell on a ball that took a tough hop on him. He kind of circled around it, was forced to backhand it, but still made a nice throw on to first to get the speedy Anderson, and there's one gone.
Number 1, Josiah Harris.
So with one out now, that'll bring up Josiah Harris, who has had himself a nice stretch of baseball, hitting at .347 now on the season. 19 runs batted in. He has 7 doubles. He has been very good and fouls back that pitch as the count goes to 0-1. It has been a potent top of the lineup for the Spartans. The top 5 with Anderson, Harris, Carinci, Harms, and Haley, who are all hitting their strides right now. That one fouled back by Harris, 0-2. And the Spartans need them to be at their best right now. Case Western Reserve kind of with their backs against the wall at this point, and all likelihood need to win out. And even that might not be enough to receive an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. The 0-2, and that one Called strike 3 on the lower outside corner, and that will be the second out of the inning. So Harris retired, caught looking at a good pitch
Now batting, third baseman.
from DeMeo, and he can find his way to a 1-2-3 inning if he can retire Zach Carinci, which is easier said than done as of late. Carinci enters the game with a 25-game hitting streak, tied with Andrew Fry for the second longest in program history, and behind only a 28-game hitting streak in 2011 by Sam Alexander. Carinci takes a first pitch strike there, and it's an 0-1 count. Now the 0-1. And that's lifted in the air, fouling out of play, 0-2. Seems like a far cry from earlier in the season when Carinci was battling some shoulder trouble. Clearly wasn't right at the plate. But right about when the team returned from South Carolina, he started to heat up and hasn't looked back since. Good breaking pitch there that misses just up high, and it's 1-2. Carinci now batting .357. He has 1 home run, tied for the team lead with 31 runs batted in. And he hits that in the air towards the gap, right field, but over and making the catch is the right fielder Dan Hansen, and that will end the inning. So DeMeo pitches a quick first inning, retires the side in order, and the Spartans will head into the second, trailing 2-0. It'll be the bottom of the order for Wooster. Roche, Leslie, and Heinz due up when we return. Bottom of the order for the Fighting Scots, who lead 2-0 over the Spartans as we begin the top of the second. And a called strike from Marley to start things off against Matt Roche brings the count to 0-1. The designated hitter for Wooster, Roche, hitting at .227 on the year. That one misses down and in, and it's 1-1. Now the 1-1 offering. Marley working from the stretch, delivers on the inside corner for a strike, 1-2. Now the 1-2. Down low, 2-2. Again, I think Marley, who has thrown 19 of his first 23 pitches in the zone, really trying to pitch to contact today, knowing that his time on the mound is limited. Has that one grounded hard towards second. Harris with it, throws to first in time to get the out, and there's one gone. And, you know, certainly that's a strategy that is typically works in general. I think at this level, Division III, you can pitch to contact and be successful doing that. But again, Marley, who is probably used to missing a few more bats than he has so far today, maybe taking time to adjust to that strategy as that pitch misses up high, 1-0. Gotta imagine we're looking at maybe 50 or 60 pitches today for Marley as that one laced into center field, and it's a base hit for Colin Leslie, the catcher, who is on with a 1-out single. So Leslie on at first, and Andy Heinz, the 9-hitter, will be the batter with a runner on. Watch out for Leslie at first base. He's stolen 4 bases on as many attempts this season. And we'll see if he's running here with the 9-hitter, Heinz at the plate. Hines hitting a 182, takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Now the 0-1 offering. Another good fastball on that lower inside corner, 0-2. If you're Marley, you could live on that corner and do pretty good for yourself. That's two really good pitches back to back. Here's the 0-2. On the outside corner with the high fastball, and it's strike three. 3 pitches, all taken by Hines. And that's the second out of the inning.
Second baseman, number 13, Eli Westrick.
So back to the top of the order now. They'll bring up Eli Westrick, who hit a soft ground ball to third base to lead off the game that Zach Carinci was able to make a nice play on his first time up. And he pops up the first pitch he sees, center field. Haley out there, waits for it, reaches up, and makes the catch for the out. And that ends the inning. No runs on a hit. Wooster leaves one stranded, and we'll move along to the second with Case Western Reserve trying to overcome a 2-0 deficit. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Harms, Haley, and Christie due up when we return. Four, 5, and 6 in the order for the Spartans on a sunny and maybe a slightly cool day here at Nobby's Ballpark, but, you know, for late April, we'll take it. 50 degrees outside right now, but, you know, with that sun, light breeze blowing, not too bad out there. The catcher, Colin Leslie, a little slow to get out after being left stranded on the base pass last inning. And so DeMeo waiting on the mound for him to finish the warm-ups. Looks like he's having some issues with his helmet currently. That is still DeMeo out there. We'll see how long DeMeo goes in this game. Again, I don't know if this will be similar to what Wooster did in the first game against the Spartans, where they went with pretty much a bullpen game, had their starting pitcher go 3 innings, and then a handful of other guys go an inning apiece. That first time around is Logan Creamer, who started the game. Creamer went 3 innings, and then DeMeo, Alex Gurdenich, Christian Johnston, Ethan Samanji, Stephen Leicht, and Hayden Sherry each pitched an inning.
Right fielder, number 26.
Wooster is coming off a 10-inning game yesterday that was not completed against Mount Union. Those two teams will finish that game up, pick up where they left off. As Nick Harms stands in, a .353 hitter on the season, and takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Harms up to 8 home runs on the season after hitting 2 against Brandeis last weekend, and he's 1 home run shy of his career high. 3 away from the program single-season record. Swing and a miss there, and it's 1-1. He now has 17 career home runs, and he's approaching the career record. One that if he keeps on this pace, he'll blow by fairly easily. The 1-1, and that one hit in the air, deep towards right field, back at the wall, looking up, and it is gone. A home run. 9th home run of the season for Nick Harms, who hits it majestically over the wall in right field and onto the grassy berm behind, and the Spartans pull back within a run, 2-1. Well, it just continues for Harms, who is just a brilliant all-around hitter, but the power is just something else that you don't typically see at this level. And it's that beautiful left-handed swing. He got all of that one there. And now, as Trey Haley swings and misses to bring the count to 0-1, it's a one-run game with after that Harms home run. Again, to give you an idea of what Nick has done over his career, as the count evens up on Haley 1-1, he now has 18 career home runs. That ties him for the 4th most in program history. He's just 4 away from the career record, and he hasn't even finished his sophomore season yet. That misses up and out to Haley. Haley hitting a .357 on the year. Outside for a ball, 3-1. The 9 home runs, again, matches Harms' career high. He becomes the first player in school history to hit 9 home runs more than once in a season over a career. As that one fouled off and out of play. 3-2, full count on Haley. And Harms now just 2 home runs away from the school single-season record of 11, currently held by Rocco Ma. He sent that number back in 2011. Again, just a unbelievable power hitter, and again, an all-around hitter, but boy, he gets a hold of one. He can hit it a long way. Pitch misses inside, ball 4, and Haley draws the walk. And so the Spartans, after the home run to lead off the inning, now have another base runner on, and that will bring up R.J. Christie.
Number 11, R.J. Christie.
Well, it has been good to see R.J. not only getting some playing time, but for RJ to be making the most of it as well. And here today, starting against a lefty, RJ, overall on the season, hitting at .333 with 1 home run. Takes that one up and out for a ball. You don't find many better humans than RJ Christie, just an excellent person. And the hitting following suit here this year as well. This is just, so that one misses up and in. 2-0. Might be 1-1 here. 1-1 the count, excuse me. RJ just 2 at-bats entering this game against left-handed pitching. He's 0 for 2. As down and out there, 2-1 the count. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Count evens 2-2. And he rockets that one towards the gap, and it's down for at least a base hit. Going to third is Haley. RJ with a big turn. But we'll stop there. And RJ Christie with another base hit, and the Spartans have the tying run at third. Go-ahead run at first. After the opposite field hit by Christie. RJ doing a good job behind the count, just going with the pitch, sending it to the opposite field. And now it'll be up to Nick Tallarico here with runners on the corners. Tallarico has heated up lately. He's hitting .250 overall on the season, but .273 against lefties as he takes that for a called strike 0-1. And the breaking ball down low, 1-1. DeMayo up to 28 pitches in the game now. There is action in the Wooster bullpen. That's number 26 warming out there. As that one up the middle finds its way through. Base hit for Tallarico. Coming in to score from third is Haley. And the Spartans have even the score. It's now 2-2. The first 4 batters have reached in the inning. A home run, a walk, a single, and a single. And now Logan Andreyko will bat here with 2 on and nobody out. And this might be a bunt situation for Andreyko. Let's see. Andreyko hitting a 260 on the season. Had a career-high 5 RBI game during that 27-run contest against Brandeis. Squares to bunt there, but pulls it back, and the count goes to 0-1. So after DeMeo retired the top of the order in the first inning, he has yet to get an out here in the second and might be facing his last batter here if he can't get an out. 2-0 now the count on Andreyko, who squares to bunt again but takes it high. And all of a sudden the wheels falling off here a bit for DeMeo, and that might be it. Long walk to the mound here, and look out to the bullpen as well for the Wooster coach. I don't believe that's Barry Craddock, but let's see. The head coach. I think that's their pitching coach. And so this might be an opportunity to just get a little more time for the bullpen to get ready. But again, this might be it for DeMeo. Or, well, let's see. Are they going to leave him in? They will. So DeMeo will get at least one more batter. So 2-0 the count. We'll see if Andreyko still has the bunt on here. He does. Pulls it back and takes a strike. And it's 2-1. I don't know if he had any intention to bunt on that pitch, or if he's just still showing it with the count at 2-0. Now it's 2-1. And he squares to bunt, gets it up in the air, and bunts it foul, and the count evens 2-2. So DeMeo responding nicely after the meeting on the mound. And I imagine now the bunt off for Andreyko. They're giving him a lot of space on the left side of the infield. Squaring to bunt and takes that one just maybe a bit outside. And an argument from the Wooster dugout on the call there. So the count full, 3-2. Pitched on Andreyko, swings and laces it foul. And the count stays at 3-2. 2-2 the score. The Spartans with a pair of runs here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And in the air, shallow right. Second baseman has it. Infield fly rule is called. And making the catch on the edge of the outfield grass is Eli Westrick for the first out of the inning. Although regardless of his making that catch or not, again with the infield fly rule called,
Number 2, Owen Levinson.
Andreyko would have been out. And that'll bring up the 9-hitter, Owen Levinson, who's hitting at .312 on the year. Levinson cooled off a little bit since that really good middle portion of the season when he started playing every day. But again, he's doing plenty with the bat to keep his spot in the lineup, especially with the quality of defense he gives you at short. The 1-0. Fastball inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. We'll see if Andreyko, being unable to lay down that bunt, comes back to bite the Spartans here. It's a 1-1 count now on Levinson. And he fouls that back, 1-2. Jack Anderson is out on deck. DeMayo trying to escape any further damage here in the second inning. 2 runs in already, and that ball hit in the air. Center field, deep but playable. Now coming in on it and making the catch is John Pansteris for the second out. So DeMayo on the verge of working his way through the inning. But a tough customer for him at the plate with 2 away and 2 on still. Jack Anderson will be the batter. Anderson grounded out to short in his first at bat. Again, hitting at .447 on the year, tied for the team lead with 31 runs batted in. And he goes chasing the first pitch fastball outside, 0-1. Strikeouts have been up a bit for Anderson, who is not striking out a lot in the early portion of the season, but is now up to 20 on the year. The 0-1. Misses outside, 1-1. That being said, Anderson a slugging percentage of .682, an on-base percentage of over .500. He's getting on base at a .506 clip this year. Hits that in the air, deep towards center field, chasing back the center fielder, but making the catch is Pansteris. And that will end the inning. So the Spartans get 2 across, a solo home run for Nick Harms and an RBI single for Nick Tallarico. And through 2, we are all even, 2-2 the score. We'll move along to the third, and it'll be the 3, 4, and 5. Pardon me, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Wooster lineup. Mitchell, Pansteris, and Kramer due up when we return. Good job by Sammy DeMayo there to pitch out of trouble in the bottom of the second, but he does allow the 2 runs, and we've got a new ball game heading into the third, 2-2 the score. Mitchell, Pansteris, and Kramer, 2, 3, and 4 in the Wooster order due up. Mitchell singled, scored the first run of the game for Wooster back in the first inning. He's now hitting a .284 on the year. He's been good, 6 doubles, 8 triples, 3 home runs for Mitchell. And he hits that ball in the air, right field. Coming in is Harms, and 1 pitch went out for Marley to begin the third. So quick out, and now that will bring up John Pansteris, who doubled in his first at bat. Marley rocks and delivers. Fastball, outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Marley has been getting that upper outside corner for most of this game. We'll see if he continues to attack it here. The 0-1. Misses inside. Nope, hit the batter. Pansteris hit by the pitch. And so he will take first base. So the runner is on. Marley has retired the leadoff hitter so far in each of the 3 innings, but the second batter has gotten on in each of the 3 innings as well. So he's been in a bit of constant trouble here, but has escaped it in the second after giving up those 2 runs in the first. Now Kramer the batter with a runner on and 1 away. Kramer, a .347 hitter on the year, struck out swinging in his first at bat. Runner going, throw goes down to second, and it is in time for the out. 2-4 on the caught stealing. Jack Anderson throws out Pansteris trying to steal the base. That is The first time Pansteras has been thrown out this season, he'd been successful on his first eight attempts of his collegiate career. Count goes to 2-1 now on Kramer with 2 outs and the base is empty. Marley, whose pitch count is all of a sudden pretty manageable here with a 2-1. Up and out, ball 3, 3-1. No action in the bullpen yet for Marley. Again, he's working on a pitch count today. We'll see how deep he goes in this one. That one grounded towards third, but foul. Full count 3-2. Three-two pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. And that'll get into the corner for extra bases for Kramer. Kramer pulls into second as Andreyko tracks it down all the way in the corner. But it's a double for Kramer. Third double of the game against Marley. And that's now 3 of the team's 5 hits have been doubles.
Now batting, left fielder, number 24, Ben Carroll.
And so now 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. And Ben Carroll will be the batter. Ben hitting at 182 on the season, but had a 2 RBI double in his first at bat that brought across the only 2 runs of the game so far for Wooster. Now here's the 0-1. That ball hit in the air over to short. Levinson lines it up and fields the pop-up for the final out of the inning. And so the runner left stranded on second. No runs on a hit and a hit batter, but a caught stealing helped out a bit. 1 man left on base. And we'll move to the third. 2-2 the score, 2, 3, and 4 in the Spartans' order. Harris, Carinci, and Harms due up when we return. New pitcher on the mound for Wooster will be Dean Brown, the senior out of Kensington, Maryland. St. Andrew's Episcopal School, 6'1", 185 pounds. On the season, Brown 0-2 through 3 appearances, including 2 starts with a 13.50 ERA. Through 5 1/3 innings, he's given up 8 hits, 9 runs, 8 of them earned, walked 6, struck out 3. An opponent's hitting .400 against him this season. Brown did not pitch against the Spartans when the 2 teams met earlier in the year. And as he continues his warm-ups, he'll face the challenging middle part of this Spartan order with Harris, Carinci, and Harms due up. And Harms got the Spartans started in the second with a home run to lead the inning off, due up third this inning. So the day is done for the lefty DeMeo, who went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, walked 1, struck 1 out, threw 43 pitches in his start. And it appears that the bullpen game will ensue for Wooster, as Brown will be the next pitcher up.
Now batting,
It'll be Josiah Harris to get things going.
Josiah Harris.
Harris, again mentioned, red hot as of late. Enters the game on a 9-game hitting streak. And takes the first pitch fastball down and out, ball 1, 1-0. Good velocity there from Brown. Although could not find the strike zone with his first offering of the day. Here's the 1-0. Line, foul. Coach Englander matrixes his way out of the way of that ball from the third base side. Wooster struck first in this one with 2 runs in the first inning, but the Spartans answered with 2 of their own in the bottom of the second, and we're all even, 2 apiece. Case Western Reserve batting in the bottom of the third. 2 runs on 5 hits for Wooster, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Spartans, and a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. And Harris behind, 1-2. Case Western Reserve red hot, up at a season high 10 games above 500, 22-12 on the year. Chopper, going to be tough to get. Harris here has got good speed. Gloved at third, throw on to first, and a nice play by Andy Heinz, the third baseman, to retire Harris for the out. A really hard play there on a tough hop. It wasn't hit hard, but Heinz had a charge, glove it with one hand, pick up throw on the run to get it there in time, and did it all smoothly to get a speedy runner in Harris. And so there's 1 gone, bases empty. Zach Carinci will be the batter. And a called strike to Carinci brings the count to 0-1. Carinci 0-for-1, a fly out to right in his first at bat. He's hitting at .355 on the year, the 25-game hit streak that he entered the game with on the line. As he sends that in the air towards right field, and it's in for a base hit, and make it 26 games for Carinci, who now stands in sole possession of the second longest hitting streak in program history. And as always for Zach, important to get on with the big bat of Nick Harms following him in the lineup.
Right fielder, number 26, Nick Harms.
Harms homered in his first at bat of the game just an inning ago on a 1-1 pitch, sent a ball deep over the wall and left against Sammy DeMeo. Will face a new pitcher here. As the first pitch fastball down and out, 1-0. Harms now hitting at .358 on the year. Has matched his career high with those 9 home runs. Now the 1-0. This is outside. Carinci faked the go from first. Zach Carinci has been active on the base pass this year. 13 stolen bases on 14 attempts, and that's a bit of a new wrinkle to his game. Has not really been a huge stolen base threat in his first 2 seasons on the team, but has been very active out there this year. Good pitch to run on, 2-0. But instead, not going as Harms sends it in the air, deep to left but playable. Taking a step in and putting that away for the out is Ben Carroll. And there are 2 gone in the inning. So Harms flies out. And that will bring up Trey Haley with 2 gone and a runner on.
Now batting, center fielder, number 19, Trey Haley.
Throw down to first. Carinci dives back in. Good situation for Carinci to run here with 2 outs. And he looks runnerish from first base. Let's see if he's going. Throw down to first, not in time. Brown not particularly fast towards first base on that pickoff attempt, and that's allowed Carinci to get an extra step off as the count goes to 1-0 on Haley at the plate. Haley drew a walk, a good at bat his first time up. Came across to score the second run of the second inning for the Spartans, the game-tying run. Taken down and low. Ball 2, 2-0. Haley on the year batting at .357. He's got 9 doubles, 2 triples, a home run. He's driven in 26. He's scored 31. Had a really nice week last week as well against Brandeis, as many of the Spartan bats did. Chopper towards third. Easier play this time for the third baseman, Heinz, who throws on to first and gets the out. And that ends the Spartan threat here in the third. So Case Western Reserve leaves a man stranded after Zach Arinci hits for the 26th consecutive game. We'll move into the fourth, and we're all tied 2-2 the score. Hanson, Roche, and Leslie due up when we come back. Reese Marley begins his fourth inning of work with a pitch down and out for ball 1. 1-0 the count. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Hanson, Roche, and Leslie due up. As an inside strike called, 1-1. Marley now at 43 pitches. He struck out Hanson his first time up. That ended the first inning. And Hanson swings and misses at an inside fastball there. It's 1-2. High, 2-2. That has been an out pitch today for Marley. That high fastball on the outside corner. Couldn't get the call there as the 2-2. In the dirt, full count, 3-2. Nobody warming yet in the bullpen for the Spartans. I don't know how deep in this game Marley will go, but he is on a pitch count. And he's now 46 pitches deep into this one. That one cued softly to short. Levinson's going to have to hurry. Throws to first, a little low, but fielded nicely by Tallarico to get the out. And Hanson is retired for the first out of the fourth.
Now batting.
So with one out,
Number 2, Matt.
that'll bring up Matt Roche, the designated hitter, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second in his first at bat. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Looked like the slider there from Marley. That one's fouled off, 0-2, on an excuse me swing by Roche. They don't just call them sliders anymore, do they, Eddie? It's the it's sweepers now. You see a lot of. Wasn't there a Braves pitcher who throws the slutter, if I'm not mistaken? Is that one?
I didn't know if you could say that one on the air.
Ground ball to second base. Harris puts that one away. If they could put it on the board at Turner, or no, I guess it's not Turner Field anymore, SunTrust Ballpark, then I think I could say it on the air of this non-televised broadcast.
Got 90 people asking.
It's 86 right now, Eddie. That one misses outside. Ball 1, 1-0 to Leslie. As Marley looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Called strike. 1-1. It's interesting if you look at the evolution of the slider, and it's almost a return to the original derivation of the pitch, where what most people called a slider nowadays was considered a curveball back in the early days of baseball, and then what most people would now consider a cutter would be what was called a slider. But as pitchers have evolved different ways of throwing breaking pitches, especially, obviously with the curveball, which you see more and more of. The curveball with that big downward hump is now more prominently known as that. And then now it seems like that sweeper is more of your traditional curveball, if you will, that it's been known as a slider now for a number of years. In the air, right field. Harms has it tracked and makes the catch in fair territory for the final out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Reese Marley, who will end the fourth with the team tied 2-2 with Wooster. The Spartans coming up. Christy, Tallarico, and Andreyko due up when we come back. R.J. Christie set to lead things off. 1 for 1 in the game with a single to the opposite field his first time up. Facing the righty Dean Brown for the first time today. That was R.J.'s first hit of the year against a lefty. Again, only his third at bat against a lefty this season. Dean Brown's second inning of work. And delivers that one in the dirt. It's 1-1. Brown looked good in his first inning of work. Pitched the third, in which he gave up only one hit. Left the runner stranded. Christie here with a 1-1 count. And hits that one hard towards second. Diving stop made, and the throw on to first in plenty of time to get Christie. Nice play at second base by Eli Westrick. A hard hit ball moving away from him. But Westrick able to retire Christie for the first out of the inning.
Number 29, Nick Tallarico.
So one gone, and Nick Tallarico will be the batter. Tallarico singled and drove in a run with a base hit up the middle in his first at bat. Takes the curveball, misses inside, and it's 1-0. Tallarico now hitting a .258 on the year. 18 runs batted in for Tallarico, including the RBI earlier today. And a changeup swung on and missed at. It's 1-1. Two and one as that one misses low. Tallarico out of Geneva, Illinois. In his 4th season with the Spartans, he's been a consistently good player for this team over his career. 2-1. That's outside for a ball. 3-1. So 3-1 count. Tallarico's got some pop in that bat. Dangerous here ahead in the count. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And he can't hold up and misses at the changeup as Brown came with the 3-1 changeup there. And even with a 3-2 count now, I got to imagine Brown's got to go back to that changeup with Tallarico taking 2 not great swings against it in this at-bat. Let's see. Here's the 3-2. And he does throw him another change, and he fouls it off, 3-2. So maybe Tallarico's trying to lock in a little bit better on that pitch. And here's the 3-2. Once again. In the air, shallow right, could be trouble, and it will be caught by the second baseman, Westrick, who makes his second nice play of the inning. This one trying to track a fly ball with his back to the plate, is able to make the over-the-shoulder catch for the second out of the inning. So Westrick has made 2 really nice plays this inning, one on a ground ball, one on a fly ball. And the base is now empty for Logan Andreyko, who's 0 for 1 with an infield fly. Came up with runners at first and second in the second inning, nobody out, and popped out to second base in his only at-bat of the game. And he takes the first pitch down low, 1-0. Andreyko was attempting to bunt earlier in that at-bat, which he popped out, but couldn't get the bunt down. It's a called strike, 1-1. The at-bat was a bit of a turning point. Remember, Andreyko got ahead in that count, 2-0, against DeMayo, the starting pitcher for Wooster, and then there was a meeting on the mound, and DeMayo seemed to lock him from that point, got out of trouble in the in the second, as the Spartans left 2 stranded that inning after DeMayo allowed the first 4 base runners of the second inning to reach. We've been tied at 2 ever since. It's now 1-2 count on Andreyko. That one misses up and out, 2-2. No action yet in the Spartan bullpen. It looks like we'll get at least one more inning here from Marley. 2-2 on the way from Brown. And he foul tips it to stay alive. Count stays at 2-2. Spartans have scored their 2 runs on a solo home run by Nick Harms and an RBI single from Nick Tallarico. Both of those coming in the second inning. Andreyko fouls another one off. So if nothing else, he's forced Dean Brown to work a little bit here. No action in the moment, at the moment in the Wooster bullpen. And the breaking pitch misses outside, 3-2. Good at bat here by Andreyko, who is behind 1-2, but works the count full. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And it misses up and out, ball 4. And Andreyko draws the walk. Nice at bat there by Logan Andreyko to keep the inning going. And now the 9-hitter Owen Levinson, who flew out to center field in his first at bat of the game, will hit here with 2 outs and a runner on.
Shortstop, number 2, Owen
Andreyko has stolen just 2 bases on 4 attempts this season, but I have to imagine we'll see him running at some point in this at-bat trying to get to second base with Levinson at the plate. Well, Levinson won't give him a chance, but that one hit softly towards first and no play on it. So the first baseman came off the bag to try to field it, but couldn't get to it, and now there'll be 2 on for Jack Anderson. There'll be an infield single for Levinson. Not sure the first baseman would have had a play on that, as Kramer, on a slow hit ball, would have had to turn and get it to first. And Anderson now at the plate hits that one in the air, center field playable. And making the catch is Pansteris for the out. So that ends the inning. No runs a hit, 2 left on. It'll be 2-2 as we move into the 5th. All even here as we begin the 5th. 2-2 the score between Wooster and Case Western Reserve. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for each team. 9-1-2 due up for Wooster. It'll be Heinz, Westrick, and Mitchell to the plate here in the 5th. Heinz, who's played some good defense at third, coming up to bat for the second time today. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Reese Marley with 56 pitches as we begin the 5th. And the first one foul back, 0-1. I had initially sort of anticipated Marley to be around 60 pitches for his pitch count, but it looks like he'll throw some more than that here today. As the 0-1 on the way. Ground ball, second base. Harris with it, throws to first, and there is one gone as Heinz is retired for the second time in his many trips to the plate. That is now 5 straight sat down by Marley. And back to the top of the order with Eli Westrick coming up. Westrick, who had come into the game with a 4.11 average, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a flyout. He's hitting at 4.05 on the season. And he takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Fouled off, 0-2. Now the 0-2 offering. Ground ball, actually line drive back up through the middle and into center field for a base hit. Well, Sid trying for second now and pulling in safely, and that'll be a double for Westrick. I think Westrick caught everybody by surprise. That was a hard hit ball up the middle, and there's no way that that one should ever turn into a double, but I think a little lackadaisical for the Spartans there, who are not expecting Westrick to try to get to second base on it, and he's able to take advantage of that, and now the potential go-ahead run in scoring position with one out here in the fifth. Mitchell will be the batter. 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored, and a line out to right field in his 2 trips to the plate. Fouls back the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So Marley ahead in the count, 0-2. See what he comes with here. With the advantage in the count. Tie ball game, runner at second base with one away, the pitch from Marley. Fastball tried to pick off that upper outside corner again, but it's a little too far out as the count goes to 1-2. Marley delivers. And going around for strike 3 is Mitchell. The home plate umpire made the call on that one, as Mitchell couldn't hold up on the pitch down and in. It looked like a back foot slider there from Marley. And that's a big second out of the inning. So 2 outs now, runner at second base. For Marley, his 4th strikeout of the game. And a big one to get with a tough hitter in John Pansteris, the freshman coming up, who takes it up high for a ball, 1-0. Pansteris now hitting at .403 on the season, 1 for 1 in the game with a double and a hit by pitch. Pansteris ahead in the count here, 1-0. Breaking ball gets by Anderson, but not far enough for the runner to advance. Meanwhile, the count goes to 2-0 at the plate. Two-two score, all tied up here. It's been that way since the bottom of the second. We're in the top of the 5th now. Another one up and out, 3-0. Still no action in the Spartan bullpen, but I got to imagine someone will get up and start warming soon. Again, Marley working on a pitch count today. Here's his 3-0. And a called strike, and it's 3-1. Pansteris started to walk down to first base, but stops before he can get out of the left-handed batter's box. And the count's at 3-1. Pitch from Marley. Ground ball, third base side foul. And the count now full, 3-2. Westrick, the runner at second base, had a 1-out double. He's still standing at second. Full count, 2 away. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way to Pansteris. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, Marley has been moving the ball around the strike zone, up and out, then comes down and in, and gets the strikeout, the 2nd of the inning, 5th of the game for Marley. And he leaves Westrick stranded at second base. No runs a hit, no errors, and the 1 man left on. We'll move to the 5th. 2, 3, and 4 in the Spartans' order. Harris, Carinci, and Harms due up when we come back. Josiah Harris, the batter, to lead things off for the Spartans. Harris 0 for 2, hitting a .340 on the year. It's a tie game, 2-2 the score. Dean Brown begins his third inning of work and misses down low, 1-0 the count. Brown has been good. 2 innings pitched, no hits, no 2 hits, no runs, no strikeouts, 1 walk. Misses up and in, and again for Brown, who has struggled through his previous 3 appearances this season, I'm sure a lot to be proud of here as he looks to keep the momentum going. He's held the Spartans off the board in the 3rd and the 4th, but behind in the count here to start off the inning against Harris, who, taking all the way, takes a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Josiah Harris out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Fouls that one off. He has had a tremendous freshman year. And with some of the young players on this team, Harris, Trout, who's not playing today but has been very good. He's kind of figured some things out at the plate over the course of the last few weeks. 2-2. Swing and a miss at a good breaking ball for strike 3. Tell you, Dean Brown can play around with speeds pretty effectively on the mound. And he has looked good today.
Now batting, third baseman, number 31, Zach Carinci.
So 1 gone, base is empty, and that'll bring up Zach Carinci, who extended his hitting streak to 26 straight games with a base hit in the 3rd. First pitch, Carinci takes it down and out for a ball. That hit did come against Brown, one of the 2 he's allowed in the game today. Very different game from the first meeting between these 2 teams when the Spartans jumped out to an early lead and never looked back. Much tighter play game here. 2-2 the score as that's inside. Breaks, but still misses in, as Carinci was backing out of the way of that pitch. 2-0. Temperature dropping a little bit here at Nobby's ballpark. Here's the 2-0. And Carinci handcuffed by the fastball up and in. Fouls it back, 2-1. Nick Harms is waiting out on deck. Line drive left field, and boy, you just can't get Zach Carinci out right now. Second hit of the game for Carinci, who singles into left, and he gets on in front of Harms with 1 out in the inning. Harms 1 for 2 in the game. A solo home run, his 9th of the season in the 2nd, and a fly out to left field his last time up. Harms now 2 home runs shy of the program's single-season record. And he hits that one, and that might be 1 shy of the record as it's back to the wall, and it goes off the base of the wall. Harms didn't miss that by much. Carinci will be waved around third. The throw comes to the plate, and sliding in ahead of it is Carinci. And the Spartans, on a triple by Harms, does the roller coaster celebration, and the Spartans take a 3-2 lead. Second triple of the season for Harms. Who has gotten the 2 tougher portions, the tougher half of the cycle accomplished here in this one. And now he stands at third after giving the Spartans a 3-2 lead. Infield pulled in here for Wooster with Trey Haley at the plate, who takes the first pitch fastball down and in, 1-0. So it's a 1-0 count now on Haley. Haley in the day, 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out. Another fastball misses down and in, 2-0. I don't believe, oh no, we do have some action in the bullpen for Wooster. See if we can get you a number. Maybe Nathaniel Huxtable. Tough to see the number through the screen here. I think I saw a 16. Ground ball up through the middle, through the pulled in infield for a base hit. Harms comes in to score from third. Haley taking advantage of the pulled in infield, sends it past the shortstop, Grant Mitchell.
Now batting. Designated
The 27th RBI of the season for Haley.
Christie.
And it's now 4-2 Spartans leading. So that'll bring up R.J. Christie with a runner at first and one away. That's 3 straight hits for Case Western Reserve, a single for Carinci, a triple for Harms, a single for Haley. Brought across 2 runs and extended the Spartans' lead now to 4-2 as Christie reaching for that one, grounds it to second base for one, on to first. The throw is high, and the tag is applied in time for the out, and that will end the inning. So Christie, who reached up in the zone to ground that one, turns into a 4-6-3 double play. And the Spartans end the 5th, but they do take a 2-run lead on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on. It'll be 4-2 the score as we move into the 6th. Kramer, Carroll, and Hanson due up for Wooster when we return. Reese Marley begins his 6th inning of work, now working with a lead for the first time today. One and one count on Ryan Kramer. Kramer 1 for 2 in the game, a strikeout, swinging, and a double. Up high. I'll say that's a 3-0 count. And Coach Englander coming out to argue that. Thought that second pitch was fouled off. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he called a strike and he took it back. So it is 3-0. The umpire that's what it was. He started to call a strike, but then ended up not calling it, and now delivers ball 4. Does Marley. So after the Spartans take the lead in the bottom of the 5th, a leadoff walk to start the 6th. And we'll see if that gets the bullpen moving. Marley now up to 75 pitches. Again, thought he was entering this game on a pitch count, but maybe the pitch count was just 100 pitches or so today. I mean, I guess we're always sort of working on a pitch count, aren't we, you know, for the most part? Maybe a deeper statement about life there, Eddie, as I'm getting philosophical. We're all working on a pitch count, aren't we? Down low, 2-0.
27 outs in a baseball game, but everyone only has a certain number of outs in their life, John.
Steve Grunberg will come out after 6 straight balls to start the inning for Marley, who has been very accurate today. To begin the inning, he had thrown 53 strikes among his 71 pitches. So 53 strikes, 18 balls through the first 5 innings. But now 6 straight to start the 6th inning. And that will get the bullpen going. It's Austin McGowan who will begin to warm. And a 2-run lead for the Spartans. So after the meeting on the mound breaks up, count remains 2-0 on Carroll with a runner at first and nobody out. Potential game-tying run as the fastball in the outside corner called strike 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good change up there from Marley, and the count evens 2-2. You don't see Marley throw that change up a lot. He pulls out a new wrinkle there, and now the 2-2 on the way. Swing and a foul tip, just getting a piece of it to stay alive is Carroll, and the count stays at 2-2. Kramer, the runner at first, 3 stolen bases on 5 attempts this year. Wooster's attempted just 1 steal in this game, and it was unsuccessful. Marley checks the runner at first. Two on the way. Down and in, 3-2, full count. Marley may be working on borrowed time. Especially if he issues a walk here. A swing and a miss, strike 3. So Marley again going that high fastball and getting Carroll to swing and miss at it. And that is the first out of the inning. So 1 out, runner at first, and now Dan Hansen will be the batter. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, swinging and ground out. Takes a first pitch ball, did not miss by much. Levinson had a bit of a reaction to that out at shortstop. As that pitch swung on, foul tip back. The count goes to 1-1. Hansen, a 167 hitter on the year, 0 for 2 in the game, a strikeout and a ground out. And now the count goes to 1-2. So 1 away, runner on at first. Marley going to try to induce a ground ball here if he can. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt, gets away from Anderson, and that will move the runner up. So a wild pitch allows Kramer to move up to second base. And a runner now in scoring position with 1 away. Count even at the plate, 2-2. Marley comes set. Looks back, now it's 2-2. And swung on, fouled off by Hansen, and that might have clipped Hansen's foot. As he'll try to walk it off. Home plate umpire will dust off home plate. always challenging to do with the artificial turf field. There's typically not a lot to dust off there. So if you're looking to stall for time, a little bit harder on these turf fields than a typical field where you might have a little extra dirt to wipe away. Outside, ball 3, and another laborious at bat here for Marley here in the inning, who Marley might be coming up at the end of his rope for the day. I don't know if he gets another batter if Hansen reaches. 3-2. And it's on the outside corner, called strike 3. Too good a pitch to look at if you're Hansen there. That one caught plenty of plate, and that will be the second out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Marley. And now it'll be up to Matt Roche, who will hit here with a runner in scoring position and 2 away. Roche 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base twice against Marley. See if Reese can put a bow on a pretty nice outing today. The first pitch fouled off, and it's 0-1. Now the 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. And Marley now a strike away from getting through this inning. He struck out 2 already here in the 6th, trying to make it 3 straight. The 0-2 offering from Marley. Up high. Again, try to pick off that upper outside corner. But misses just by a shade, and the count goes to 1-2. Roche, a 208 hitter, but trying to get a big RBI here with a runner at second and 2 outs with his team trailing by 2. The 1-2. Ground ball to second base. Harris fields it and throws in time to get the out. For the 3rd time today, Roche grounds out to second base, and the Spartans get through the 6th as Reese Marley, after allowing 2 runs in the first, finishes up, I believe he finishes up his outing with 5 straight scoreless innings. And we'll move into the bottom of the 6th. Case Western Reserve leading 4-2. Bottom of the order with Tallarico, Andreyko, and Levinson due up when we come back.
Now batting.
Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve to begin the
Tallarico.
Bottom of the 6th inning with a 2-run lead. Nick Tallarico will lead things off, and a new pitcher on the mound that he will be facing will be number 14, Andrew McGowan, will be making his second appearance of the year. No record. 1 inning pitched. He gave up 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Hard feat to accomplish there, and to throw an inning, give up 3 hits and a walk, and not give up a run. Fastball catches the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. No relation, at least I don't believe any relation, to the Case Western Reserve pitcher Austin McGowan. Austin from Bellefontaine, Ohio. Andrew is from Massachusetts, as the count evens 1-1. Tallarico is 1 for 2 in the game, a single and a pop out. Here's the 1-1. That one lined into center field, fairly deep, and over the head of the center fielder, Pansteris, and will get all the way up against the wall. Tallarico is going to try for third. Here comes the throw. Tallarico head first, and he slides in safely. And a triple for Tallarico. Second triple of the game for the Spartans, as Tallarico does the roller coaster with the bullpen. For Tallarico, that is his 3rd triple of the season, his 11th extra base hit overall. And the Spartans, with a runner at third and nobody out, as Logan Andreyko will step to the plate. Andreyko, an infield fly and a walk in his 2 trips to the plate today. Infield pulled in once again for Wooster. It cost them potentially an out in the first time they did this last inning, as that one catches the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Trey Haley hit a ball just past the dive of the shortstop, Mitchell, for an RBI hit last inning with the infield pulled in. Count evens on Draco, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And hit foul by Andreyko, 1-2. McGowan, 6'1", first year, 190 pounds, out of Hingham, Massachusetts, Hingham High School. Here's the 1-2. And that just misses outside for a ball. 2-2 on Andreyko. Owen Levinson waiting out on deck. Spartans will have a couple chances to drive that runner in from third base as Tallarico takes his lead with nobody out. Here's the 2-2. And poked foul by Andreyko to stay alive. The count stays at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Line drive. Will it stay fair? It will. Base hit for Andreyko. Scoring easily from third is Tallarico. Andreyko pulls into second base and stops there with an RBI double. And the Spartans extend their lead to 5-2.
Now batting, shortstop, number 2, Owen.
So back-to-back extra base hits to start the 6th. The triple for Tallarico, a double for Andreyko. And the Spartans extend their lead to 3 runs. And a chance to add on further here with Owen Levinson stepping to the plate. Levinson 1 for 2, a single, an infield singles last time up, and a fly out to center field. And he fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. The Spartans trailed 2-0 after half an inning in this one, but since then, some good pitching by Reese Marley has held the Wooster bats in check, and the Spartans have gotten a couple runs as the game has gone on. Levinson squaring a bunt here, pulls it back and takes ball 1, 1-1 the count. 2 in the second to even the score for Case Western Reserve. 2 in the 5th to take a 4-2 lead, and 1 in so far here in the bottom of the 6th to go up by 3, 5-2 the score. Here's the 1-1. Levinson again squaring a bunt, gets it down, but it goes foul. So for the second time today, the Spartans trying to sacrifice bunt, but can't get the bunt down. Now the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Levinson showing no signs of bunting here with a 2-strike count. We did see Andrejko earlier in the game attempt to bunt with 2 strikes in the count. Or at least show bunt. He pulled it back and took a ball on that one. 2-2. And it just misses outside. Visible frustration from McGowan on the mound, and I think it's coming here from the dugout as well on the strike zone, and Barry Craddock just got warned from the home plate umpire for arguing balls and strikes. Pitch looked awfully close from up here. Note made on the umpire's card. Three and two now the count with nobody out. First base open, and that'll be a balk, I believe. As let's see, the pitcher dropped the ball. That should be a balk, I believe. Or was it timeout still? Yeah, let's say time was still out. So the count does stay at 3-2. Andrejko stays at second. McGowan on the mound, ready to deliver the payoff pitch with Levinson at the plate. Here's the 3-2. And nope, he'll look the runner back instead. Coach Englander down at third, arguing for a balk on that one, but won't get the call. 3-2 once again, this time to the plate, and it's well outside, ball 4. Well, there was a lot of goings-on the field between that third ball of the at-bat and the fourth, and you wonder if that affected McGowan at all. If you think about it, there was the argument, brief argument about that third ball, that it looked like it could have been strike 3. The umpire paused to note that in his book. Then McGowan drops the ball. Some discussion amongst the umpires among that. McGowan then turned and faked a throw to second base, and some further discussion with Coach Englander and the umpire in the field about whether or not that was a balk. And I think by the time McGowan was ready to deliver again, the combination of those events between pitches might have prevented his focus a little bit there as he threw a non-competitive pitch on a 3-2 count to the 9-hitter in the lineup, Levinson. Granted, Levinson's a 300 hitter on the season. And now all of a sudden it's first and second, still nobody out in the inning, a run in already for the Spartans, and back to the top of the order as Jack Anderson will be the batter. 0 for 3 in this game today, but it's hit the ball hard all 3 times up, just nothing to show for it. His average now at .442 on the season. He's leading all Division III players this year with 68 hits coming into the game. He's second in Division III with 21 doubles. He also has 2 triples, 3 home runs. 4 triples, 2 home runs. And a chance here for Anderson to do some damage. Runners on at first and second, nobody out. Top of the order with Anderson at the plate. McGowan in some trouble, a run in already as he delivers the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Appears to be a two-seam fastball for McGowan as it could come back at the hands of the right-handed hitter. Here's the 0-1. Anderson squares to bunt, bunts through it. And the count goes to 0-2. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And it misses outside. Ball 1, 1-2. A sun-splashed Nobby's ballpark today, here in late April. First of 5 games for the Spartans at home to end their season. Line drive up towards the middle and through for a base hit for Anderson. Andreyko rounds the corner at third, but Matt Englander will put the brakes on him with nobody out, and that will load the bases for Josiah Harris.
Now batting.
So Harris will hit here. 0 for 3 in the game with 2 strikeouts. Again, a 9-game hitting streak entering play today. Harris hitting at .337, but that streak in some jeopardy. First pitch on the way to Harris. And he swings and misses at a changeup, 0-1. The teams are playing with a run rule today, which the Spartans don't always do for non-conference games, but that rule is 10 runs after 7 innings. 6.5 with the home team leading as that one's grounded through the left side for a base hit. 1 run in. Here comes the second run. And Levinson scores. I think he ran through a stop sign there. But either way, he comes across without a throw, and it's a 2 RBI single for Harris, who extends his hitting streak to 10 games and extends the Spartans' lead to 7-2.
Number 31, Zach Carinci.
So for the Spartans, 5 straight batters have reached to start the inning against McGowan. And it's now a 5-run lead, and that's going to be it for McGowan, as this will be, I believe, the second mound visit of the inning for Wooster. And so we'll get the pitching change. New pitcher coming in for the Scots. It'll be 2 on, nobody out. Zach Carinci coming up when we return. Zach Carinzi at the plate facing the new pitcher, Thomas Fell, who will take over with 2 on, nobody out for McGowan, who did not record an out in his brief outing. Zach Carinzi batting here. 2 hits in the game. He's 2 for 3. He has a 26-game hitting streak. The average up to 364 on the season, and he takes the first pitch outside from Fell, 0-1. Fell, who wears number 36, spells that last name G-F-E-L-L. The G is silent. A sophomore, 5'10", 185 pounds, out of Norwalk, Ohio. And that one popped up, shallow center. And now behind second base, infield fly rule is called, and Carinzi is retired for the first out of the inning. Second time today the infield fly rule has been invoked against the Spartans hitter. And so Carinzi retired, and that will be the first out of the inning.
Right fielder.
And coming up to bat will be Nick Harms.
Nick Harms.
Harms 2 for 3 in the game, a home run and a triple. He's driven in 2. He's scored 2. Anderson at second, Harris at first, 1 out in the inning, 3 runs across already as Harms takes that pitch inside, ball 1. Harms now hitting at 360 on the season. He has 14 doubles, 2 triples, 9 home runs. Mentioned earlier, the 9 home runs tied for the second most in program history, 2 away from the program's single-season record. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate. 1-1. Pardon me, we'll double check that count here. Leave 2-0. Now the 2-0 offering. Pick-off attempt. No throw. Good speed on the base paths for the Spartans. Anderson has stolen 15. Harris has stolen 11. So double steal certainly a possibility here. As Harms took a home run cut at that one, but came up empty. Count now at 2-1. Fell not a hard thrower, but a deceptive motion. Kind of floats the ball in there. Be tough to power up on as that one misses down and in. 3-1. Wooster team that has been a traditional powerhouse in the region, but down a little bit this season. Walk here would load the bases with Trey Haley waiting out on deck, but Harms is going to be looking to take a good cut here if he gets a pitch to hit. He doesn't, though, and it misses inside, ball 4. So Harms draws the walk, and that'll load him up for Trey Haley, who is 1 for 2 in the game. A walk and a run scored in the second, a ground out to third in the third, and a single and an RBI in the fifth. The RBI for Haley earlier in the game was his 27th of the season through 31 games played. And he hits this one in the air, shallow left, and the infield fly rule is called on that one as well. Second infield fly rule of the inning invoked, even though that one wasn't in the infield. As soon as that infielder, or even frankly if it's an outfielder, camps out underneath it, that infield fly rule goes into effect, and the purpose of it is to prevent the infielder from intentionally dropping the ball to try to turn a double play. And so that's why the name itself is a little bit of a misnomer. But invoked there, even though the ball is in shallow left. So now it'll be up to R.J. Christie, who takes the first pitch down and in for a ball, 1-0. Christie 1 for 3 on the day, a single in the second, a ground out in the fourth, and then grounded into a double play to end the fifth. He's the 9th batter to hit in the inning for Case Western Reserve, but just 3 runs across despite hitting around for the Spartans. Fell delivers the 1-0. Down for a ball, 2-0, and a dangerous situation here for Fell, who falls behind in the count with the bases loaded and 2 away. Here's the 2-0 from Fell. And Christie holds up and takes it a shade high, and the count the count goes to 3-0 now. Well, we'll see if RJ gets a green light here to swing 3-0, or if he's taking all the way. Here's the 3-0 offering. No signs of swinging there for RJ, who takes a fastball in the outside corner, 3-1. Some big swings here for the Spartans against Fell, who is not a hard thrower. But the Spartans haven't timed him up. That one fouled off by Christie, and the count's 3-2. And you can see that the change in speeds between pitchers has thrown the Spartan bats off a little bit here. 3-2, 2 away, bases loaded, so the merry-go-round will be in motion here with all runners getting the early start. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's fouled off again by Christie, so everyone who just got their steps in will retreat back to their respective bases and try to take off again here. Three and two away. Another payoff pitch from Fell. And it misses down low, ball 4. And so a bases loaded walk will bring across the run. And it's the 4th run of the inning for the Spartans, who now lead 8-2.
Now batting, first baseman, number 29, Nick Tallarico.
And so Nick Tallarico will step to the plate. With the bases loaded and 2 away, Tallarico 2 for 3 today, a single and an RBI in the second, and started this inning off with a triple to center field, later coming across to score the first run of the inning. First pitch to Tallarico, breaking ball down Main Street for a strike, 0-1. You can get away with throwing that breaking pitch there if the hitter isn't looking for it, and it was clear that Tallarico was thinking fastball there instead and was not apt to swing at the breaking pitch there. Now the 0-1. Misses outside with that breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Harris at third, Harms at second, Christie at first. Tallarico, the hitter, a .264 hitter on the season. The 10th batter of the inning for the Spartans, who have brought 4 across here in the plate to take an 8-2 lead over Wooster here in the 6th. Down and out, ball 2, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. And Tallarico can't hold up, and the count goes to 2-2. I think Tallarico asked if that was on the swing or if it was a called strike, and I believe that was actually a called strike there, not a swinging strike. Either way, the count goes 2-2 with the bases loaded on Tallarico. Fell sets, here's his pitch, and the breaking ball misses down low, full count 3-2. So once again, the runners will get the early start with a 3-2 count and the bases loaded. Fell's 9th appearance out of the bullpen this season. He is 0-1 with an ERA of 18. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Runners will get the start. And it's popped up sky high behind home plate. Catcher looking for it and unable to get it as it stays, as it hits the ground, I should say. So it'll be a foul ball. No error on the play. And so the count will stay full. Tallarico will get another shot here after sending that one up the elevator chute, but getting renewed life. Three-two offering once again to Tallarico. And that one hit in the air, shallow right, should be playable. Charging in and making the catch is the right fielder Hansen for the out. And that ends the inning. But the Spartans bring across 4 runs on 4 hits, leave 3 stranded. We'll move to the 7th. It's 8-2, Case Western Reserve leading. Spartans now lead 8-2, and a new pitcher on the mound will be Austin McGowan. Not the only change for the Spartans, as Matt Trout will come into play center field. A straight change there, so he'll hit 5th in the lineup in the place of Trey Haley. In the meantime, it will be a new McGowan on the mound after Andrew McGowan pitched for Wooster. Again, I don't believe there's any relation. Austin McGowan, the first year out of Bellefontaine, Ohio, will pitch for the Spartans, and his first pitch down low for a ball, 1-0 to Connor Leslie, the catcher. Colin Leslie, excuse me, the catcher. Leslie hitting .276, 1 for 2 in the game with a single. And it's a called strike, 1-1. Up and down season for McGowan, who's making his 11th appearance, his 7th out of the bullpen. That one lined into center field. It's a base hit. McGowan 1-0 with a 4.61 ERA. 20 strikeouts, 9 walks, and 27 1/3 innings of work.
Now batting, third baseman, number 35, Andy Heinz.
Bring up the 9-hitter, Andy Heinz, the third baseman. Heinz 0 for 2 in the game today, hitting a 154 on the season. See if Leslie's running here to try to break up a potential double play, as a called strike to Heinz brings the count to 0-1. Let's see McGowan if he could pick up where Reese Marley left off. Marley, after giving up 2 runs in the first, did not allow a run over his next 5 innings of work. And was a pretty good outing on the day for Marley. Throw down to first. Not in time. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, just fouling it off to stay alive, is Heinz, and the count stays at 0-2. McGowan did not pitch in the first meeting between these two teams. So he's making his first appearance of the year against Wooster. McGowan's been a valuable arm for this team. We've seen him in action as a starter. We've seen him out of the pen. Pitched some big games. Is that ball in the dirt? Read by the runners. The throw. Not in time. And it'll be a wild pitch to move the runner up. That was a dirt ball read by Leslie. The catcher should know all about those. But basically, he saw that the pitch was going to be in the dirt, and as soon as he saw that was happening, he took a risk and took off for second base, and it paid off. Leslie, who's got good speed, just read that well. It's now 1-2 count on Heinz. And it's outside, ball 2, 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. McGowan delivers. And it's down low 3-2. I don't often do this, but I've received a special shout-out request, and so I want to make sure I give this out. My son Cody is watching at home. It's dinner time right now, and we don't usually allow phones at the table. But he's apparently watching, and so I want to say a special hello to Cody, and depending on when this game wraps up, I may or may not be home for bedtime tonight, as that's ball 4. Austin not helping with my prospects of making it home here by Cody's bedtime, which will be a little bit before 8 o'clock or so. But hello, Cody. How are you? First and second now after the walk. So a single and a walk to the bottom 2 batters in the order here in the 7th. Back to the top of the order with Eli Westrick coming up. 1 for 3 in the game with a double. And a fastball misses somewhere, as that will be ball 1. It appeared to pick that lower outside corner, but it's been a tough strike to get called all day today for both sides. Now the 1-0. That's fouled off, and it's 1-1. 1-1, nobody out. Top of the order here for Wooster with a chance to get back in this game. They trail by 6 currently. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Looks like Archer Stankowski has begun to throw in the bullpen. Down low. And so it's 3-1. If you're Austin McGowan here, you enter this game with a 6-run lead. You have to be able to throw strikes in this situation. That one grounded hard and threw for a base hit into right field. They'll stop the runner at third, and wisely so, on the base hit by Westrick. No need to risk the runner getting thrown out at the plate with nobody out in the inning. I mentioned McGowan has been a pretty useful player for this team all year long, but he appears to maybe be hitting a bit of the freshman wall here, and that might be it for him today. With the bases loaded, nobody out, Coach Englander coming to the mound, and let's see if we make the call to the bullpen here or if the Spartans stay with McGowan. Well, tough day to be a McGowan on the mound at Nobby's ballpark. Andrew McGowan could not record an out in the bottom of the sixth. He allowed 4 runs on 4 hits with a walk, no strikeouts. And here Austin headed down a similar path, although still some room to escape it. 2 hits and a walk through his first 3 batters faced, although no runners allowed yet to score, but he's in some trouble. Umpire comes out to break the meeting on the mound up. Jack Anderson still staying out on the mound, and now he'll retreat. Meanwhile, at the plate, it'll be the shortstop, Grant Mitchell, who's hitting a .279 on the season. 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. That came back in the first inning. Wooster has not scored since the first inning, but threatening here in the top of the 7th. First pitch, and he fouls it back, 0-1. That's a big first strike there by McGowan, who has struggled to get that first strike in this game. Here's the 0-1. And it's popped up. Shallow left. Andreyko there. Underneath it, makes the catch. The runner will tag, but a good throw by Andreyko pauses Leslie in his tracks. And a big first out as Leslie has to hold at third base. And now there is 1 gone in the inning for John Pansteris. That was a big out. Mitchell has 8 home runs this season. And that was a big out to get with the bases loaded for McGowan. That pitch misses down and out for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0 offering to Pansteris, a dangerous hitter in his own right. Taken down low, 2-0. Pansteris hitting a .397 on the year, 1 for 2 in today's game, a double in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, struck out swinging in the 5th. Fastball to the knees, called strike, 2-1. Bases loaded for Wooster. Spartans in double play depth with the corner infielders pinched in. Is that one hit towards short? Could be 2 if they hurry. Flip to second for 1, on to first, not in time. And that will be the second out of the inning. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Coach Englander is coming out and asking if the runner took out the fielder at second base, if that should be interference, but I don't think he's going to get that call, and so that will allow the run to score. It makes it an 8-3 game. The umpires are going to be talking this over. And again, I think they're talking if there's an interference call there that will result in the runner being out at first. But they do not make that call, and so it will remain a run-scoring fielder's choice for Pansteris. For John, that is his 11th RBI of the season. It'll be runners on the corners, 2 away. And the batter will be Ryan Kramer. Swing and a miss, and it's an 0-1 count. Now the 0-1. Can McGowan work out of this one without any further damage? Big jump at second. Throw goes to the shortstop and then goes off of his glove. And that will allow everyone to move up. That'll be a stolen base and then an error on the shortstop, Levinson. And that results in another run scoring. It'll be an unearned run. Pitch is down and out. Count goes to 2-1. So a runner at third now. It's 8-4. And that one chopped foul, 2-2. The game remains close as Wooster pulling back a bit closer in this one. This is outside for a ball, 3-2. So full count, 3-2, 2 away, runner at third base. 2 runs across in the inning against McGowan for Wooster. McGowan trying to limit the damage there as the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that ends the inning. So Wooster scores 2 runs on 2 hits and an error. They leave a man on, and we'll move into the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Spartans lead by 4. 8-4 the score. Case Western Reserve on top. It'll be Andreyko, Levinson, and Anderson due up. 8, 9, and 1 in the order when we come back. Welcome back once again as Logan Andreyko will be the batter. Well, an update here because I've been told that while Cody was very appreciative of his shout-out, he was very upset that I didn't give my 1-year-old daughter a shout-out too. So, Danielle, hello. How are you also? And I hope you're all having good. Maybe Danielle is no longer sad that I didn't give her the shout-out as Logan Andreyko leads things off in the inning and takes ball 1 from Fell. And it's a 1-0 count. Andreyko hitting a .269 on the year. Doubled in his last at bat. Count goes to 2-0 now. An RBI double for Andreyko scored that first run of the bottom of the 6th inning for the Spartans. Called strike brings the count to 2-1. Andreyko the RBI and a run scored later in the inning. 2-1 pitch outside. The Spartans sent 10 batters to the plate in the 6th. Strike at the letters. Full count, 3-2. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, second base. Should be an easy play for Westrick, who throws to first in time to get the out, and there's one gone. Draco retired to start the inning. That'll bring up Owen Levinson, the shortstop. 1 for 2 in the game with a single and a walk. He scored a run as well.
Owen Levinson.
They'll shift Levinson slightly to pull against Fell, as a called strike brings count to 0-1. So far, so good for Fell, who came in and put out a bit of the fire last inning. Did issue a bases-loaded walk, but really could have been worse as the breaking ball catches the inside corner for strike 2, 0-2. Levinson hitting a .316 on the year. Takes that outside for ball 1, 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Big cut at strike 3. And that's the second out of the inning. Well, it's easy to see why Fell has been successful in this game.
Number 5, Jack Anderson.
He's getting a lot of overswings on some of those slow pitches. As Anderson fouls that one off, 0-1. Big cut at strike 3. And that's inside and will hit Anderson. So Jack Anderson, who's 1 for 4 in the game, hit by a pitch with 2 outs, and he'll be on at first.
Now batting, second baseman, number 1, Josiah Harris.
I'll bring up Josiah Harris. 2 RBI single for Harris in his last at bat. He's hitting at .343 and now has a 10-game hitting streak. Takes the first pitch outside from Fell for a ball, 1-0. Pickoff attempt at first, not in time to get Anderson, who runs back. This is still a 4-run game, and so the steal isn't out of the question here with Anderson over at first and 2 away. Jack, 15 stolen bases on 17 attempts. Caught him leaning the wrong way there, but he dives back in with a throw up into the home plate side of the first base bag. Anderson able to get back easily. Fouled back by Harris, and the count evens, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And it just misses outside, 2-1. Again, that's been a tough pitch to get called for a strike today. Awfully close, but can't get the call. And now Fell behind in the count, 2-1 against Harris. And he pops that up, foul territory, but it lands out of play. And the count evens, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Popped up again, foul territory, long run at first base. But running out of space there is the first baseman, Kramer. And so the count stays at 2-2. Spartans trying to win their 9th straight game. It would make it 13 out of 14 for Case Western Reserve. That one's fouled back. Every game important now. The Spartans have probably run out of wiggle room. I don't think it's impossible to win without winning out, or to make the turn without winning out, but you certainly make your task harder. As that one in the air, right field, coming over, still coming, but settling underneath it and in fair territory, making the catch for the out and right is Dan Hansen, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on. We'll move to the 8th. 8-4, Case Western Reserve leading. Welcome back as Case Western Reserve University will send their 3rd pitcher of the day to the mound. It will be Archer Stankowski, the first year out of New Albany, Ohio. St. Charles Prep, 6'3" righty, 210 pounds. Delivers the first pitch down low to Ben Carroll, and it's a 1-0 count. Carroll, a 171 hitter on the season. As that one misses outside, 2-0. Carroll is 1 for 3 in the game. Drove in the first 2 runs of the day for Wooster with a 2-run double back in the first inning. Skips that in the dirt, and it's 3-0. Stankowski, a bit of a similar story to McGowan, who started off the season really strong and then I think may have hit a little bit of a some first-year struggles, which is typical for pitchers at this level. Called strike, and it's 3-1. Stankowski, 0-1 on the year through 9 appearances with a 6.62 ERA. He's thrown 17 2/3 innings as that one popped up. Shallow right, long run in for Harms, now in foul territory, makes the catch. And there's one gone as Carroll flies out. Stankowski, 11 strikeouts, 7 walks in those 17 2/3 innings. He's given up 18 hits, so 25 base runners in 17 2/3. Opponents hitting just 257 against him, though, which is solid. Bring up Dan Hansen with 1 out and the base is empty. Breaking ball popped up. First baseman, Tallarico, calling everyone off and collides with the runner, and they will call the runner out on interference. So interference there as Tallarico was trying to field that pop-up.
Now batting. Designated hitter.
And there are 2 retired. So after Stankowski throws the first 3 balls of the day out of the strike zone, comes back to get 2 straight outs. And now the breaking ball to start off the at-bat against Matt Roche misses for ball 1, 1-0. Stankowski did pitch against Wooster. So that's a called strike 0-1 when the 2 teams faced each other earlier in the year, and he actually threw a perfect inning. He struck out 1, no walks, no hits, no runs allowed for Stankowski, who's looking to accomplish a similar feat here. Fastball misses outside. It's 2-1 on Roche. Roche 0 for 3. He's grounded out to second base in each of his 3 at-bats. Hitting at 200 on the season overall. Called strike. It's 2-2, and Stankowski has a chance for a quick 8th inning. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, he can't hold up. Strike 3, and that ends the inning. Nice inning for Stankowski, who retires Wooster in order, and we'll move along to the bottom of the 8th. Case Western Reserve coming up. Corinci, Harms, and Trout due up when we come back. Heart of the order for the Spartans, who might be in their final at-bat of the game here with a 4-run lead heading into the bottom of the 8th. Trying to add on here and add a little more buffer space with an inning left to go. Heart of the order for the Spartans, Corinci, Harms, and Trout due up. Corinci 2 for 4 in the day. And starts the inning off with a hard hit ground ball to third and a nice play by Heinz, who completes the throw to first to retire Corinci for the first out of the inning. Boy, Corinci hit that one hard at third. But Heinz, who has looked very, very impressive down at third base defensively today, with a really nice play to get the first out of the inning. So 1 gone, and that'll bring up Nick Harms. Harms having himself a nice day. 2 for 3 with a home run and a triple. He's driven in a pair. The home run was his 9th of the season and came in the 2nd inning. First pitch misses outside. Ball 1, 1-0. Fella's done a good job keeping the Spartans off balance here, and has kept Wooster in this game. Down and in for ball 2, 2-0. Nice relief appearance for him. Corinci drew a walk in his last at-bat. And he takes on the inside corner. 2-1. Princey's home run went over the wall in right field in his first at bat of the game. Takes that down and in, ball 3, 3-1. He had a triple to right field as well. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And he pops it up behind home plate. Another chance here for the catcher. And unable to make this play again. And unable to catch it again is the catcher, Colin Leslie, who has had some trouble with some of those balls behind home plate today. That's the second one that appeared catchable, but those are tough ones to battle, especially when you get turned around like that. And so the count full, 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. And Harms hits it hard and stopped by the second baseman, Westrick, who'll throw to first to get the out. Westrick had him shaded to pull. And what would typically be a hit with the defense playing straight up was an easy play for Westrick on a hard hit ground ball.
Now batting, center fielder, number 14, Matt Trout.
And so 2 gone in the inning now, and Matt Trout will get his first at bat. He came into the game as a defensive replacement for Trey Haley. Back to begin the 7th inning, and so he'll get his first at bat here. Trout hitting at .316 on the year and cranks the first pitch fouling out of play, 0-1. It's been a nice run as of late for Trout, who was really slumping after a hot start to his collegiate career, but the first year has come on strong as of late. Has 6 doubles, 2 triples. He's driven in 30 this year in just 31 games played, 24 starts, and that gets through the shortstop and into left field. It'll be an error that allows Trout to reach. First error of the game for Wooster.
Designated hitter, number 11.
Lackadaisical approach there for
Christie.
Mitchell. And so we'll see if the Spartans can make Wooster pay for the miscue in the infield. With R.J. Christie coming to the plate, drew a bases-loaded walk in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Well, Fell should have been out of this inning, but he'll have to work a little bit harder here with a runner on and 2 away. We'll see if Trout, who has good speed, is running. He's not on that pitch, and it's grounded to first. Stopped nicely, and taking it to the bag himself will be the first baseman, Kramer. And that will retire the side. So we'll head to the 9th. Last chance for Wooster, trailing by 4. It'll be Leslie, Heinz, and Westrick. 8, 9, and 1 due up when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the Spartans to try to close this one out will be Andrew Allen, who will be wearing the number 40 today, typically number 32. 6'3", 225, junior out of Wexford, Pennsylvania, North Catholic High School. Right-handed pitcher. Allen's been good this year, although he's been used in limited appearances. 4 times out of the bullpen this year, and Allen has allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk in those appearances. An .083 opponent's average. The 1 hit he allowed was a double, but Allen has looked good when he has taken the hill, and this will be about as close of a game as he's pitched in this year. So Allen will complete his warm-ups. We'll face the bottom of the order here with Colin Leslie followed by Andy Heinz and then Eli Westrick, the leadoff hitter, due up after. Leslie's had himself a nice day, 1 for 2 at the plate. We'll see what Allen can do here to try to close this one out. First pitch strike on the inside corner for Allen. It's 0-1. Allen looked to follow in Archer Stankowski's blueprint after he retired the side in order in the 8th. Trying to close out the win, it would go to Reese Marley. It would be his 6th of the season. Called strike, and it's 1-2. Dean Brown currently in line for the loss for Wooster. Would drop him to 0-3 on the year. Line drive, base hit into right center. So Leslie leads the inning off with his 3rd hit of the game. He's on at first now with nobody out. I'll bring up Andy Heinz, who drew a walk in his last at bat. He's 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out looking, grounded out to second. He's played a great defensive third base today. And a called strike on the outside corner to Heinz, 0-1. Spartans playing the infield back, not necessarily looking to turn 2 here. Well, obviously, if a ball is hit to one of the middle infielders, they'll opt for the double play, but the goal is to prevent multiple runs scoring this inning. So you'll trade outs in this situation if you can. Another one fouled off there. It's 1-2. That's why you might typically try to sneak the third baseman here maybe earlier in the game. Try to get him a little bit closer to cut off and potentially start a double play, but Spartan's not doing that here. Fouled off, 1-2 still. And rightfully so. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Heinz down swinging for the first out of the inning. So one gone, and the task will get a little tougher here for Andrew Allen with the top of the order due up. Eli Westrick, who started off the game 0 for 2, but since then has doubled and singled. And we'll look to get on base here. It's 8-4. Top of the 9th, last chance for Wooster. And the first pitch up and in, ball 1. Westrick hitting at .414 on the season. Patrick O'Connor is ready in the bullpen. Sure the Spartans need to go to him. Allen trying to handle things on his own here as that one's fouled back 1-1. Felt for a little bit in the middle of this game as if the Spartans were going to run away with it. After scoring 2 to take the lead in the 5th and then 4 in the 6th. But the bats have been quiet since then. And Wooster with a 2-run 7th inning has kept this within arm's reach. It's 8-4. As the fastball on the outside corner called strike 1-2. One and two, one away. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball lined up towards the middle. Harris has it, flips to second for 1, on to first, no chance, and Levinson will just eat it rather than risk throwing it away. So it goes as a 4-6 put out. Leslie retired for the second out of the inning, and now Wooster down to their final out.
Shortstop, number 6, Greg Mitchell.
So 2 gone, and Grant Mitchell will be the batter now. Mitchell hitting a .277 on the year, 1 for 4 in the game today. A power threat at the plate. He has 8 home runs, 6 doubles on this. 8 triples, 6 doubles, 3 home runs on the season. And that one misses for a ball, 1-0. Breaking ball for a called strike, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 offering. Holds up on the fastball. No, he can't. 1-2. So the strike call by the umpire, who is currently located between the first and second base bag. There are 2 gone. 2 away, a 1-2 count. And it's foul back. Count stays at 1-2. Not a save situation for Allen, who's trying to close it out. Work his 5th scoreless inning of the season. Allen comes set, delivers the 1-2. Fastball's down low, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, called strike 3, and the game is over. The runner was going, but it's irrelevant as Mitchell takes the breaking ball for strike 3, and the Spartans come away with the win. The team's 9th straight win as the Spartans improve to 23-12 overall on the season. Wooster drops to 13-18. Winning pitcher today is Reese Marley. He's now 6-2 on the season. No save in the game. The loss goes to Dean Brown. He drops to 0-3. Today's game lasted 2 hours and 43 minutes, and attendance here at Nobby's Ballpark was 78. Want to thank everyone once again for joining us today. Another win for the Spartans, who have won 13 of 14, 9 straight wins, and still 4 more games left in the season, including 2 on Saturday, when we'll see you next here at Nobby's Ballpark, as Case Western Reserve will take on Ohio Wesleyan with a doubleheader beginning at noon, and then on Sunday, starting at 2 against Mount Union. Want to thank you again for joining us. I'm John Schwartz. Pleasure bringing you today's game. Final score once again from Nobby's Ballpark. Case Western Reserve 8, Worcester 4. Have a great evening, everyone.